What's up? What's up? Hey, what's poppin'? What's going on? I don't know how I'm gonna start this video, but hey guys. So it's me, Nusha. I'm back with another video after like 6 months. So this video is going to be a life update. I'm gonna tell y'all what's been going on, and in like a get ready with me life update type of thing. Cause yeah, it's been a minute. Oh my god, my hand is so itchy. Okay, yeah, so it's been a minute and we need to be like updated on what's been popping, and things are going to be changing. So yeah, let's just get into this video, because y'all know I don't like those long intros, and this video is already probably going to be super long. So let's just get it started, because I don't really know how I'm going to start it. So let's just get into it. Okay, so to start the video, we're going to do our eyebrows, okay? And yeah, we'll just go from there, and I'm gonna just talk, and hopefully this video makes sense. Okay, so I'm not gonna really be explaining what I'm doing. This is more just me telling you guys like what's gonna come from the channel now, and like what I'm gonna be doing. And honestly, there's really 66 of you guys, so if this video doesn't talk to anybody and if nobody watches it, oh well, because whoever's watching, thanks, but it's probably like my 3 friends, but that's okay. We're cool with that now. We've learned to accept that, and that's okay. But anyway, so life update, what's going on since I stopped YouTube. So I guess we're just gonna get right into it, like right into the nitty gritty. The whole point of me doing this life update, because I also wanted to like talk about this situation that happened in my life, and I want other girls who watch my channel or who do makeup, or you know, if anybody sees this video, to know that you know that you're not alone type flex. So when I started YouTube, I was in a relationship with someone. We're gonna call him Bob, okay? And Bob, it started off blessed. We're just gonna give the little rundown. Anyways, Bob turned out to be very abusive and toxic and just nasty. This is the story time of Anusha's abusive relationship, and basically what I went through being in an abusive relationship and a toxic relationship, and how and what I did and what I went through. Bob was my first real relationship, like real person that I confided in, that you know was a real thing. I met him through social media, and that is how we like found each other. Thing's loud. Anyways, yeah, so we found each other through social media, and he like DM'd me, and I didn't really pay attention to him at first, because it was just like, you know, like I don't know. And later on, like a couple months later, like yeah, we started talking, and everything was blessed in the beginning. Everything was great. And I don't know, like a couple months later, I honestly, I have to say, for like abusive relationships, for toxic people, like when you're with somebody who's like emotionally abusive, who's verbally abusive, it doesn't start off like that. It doesn't, it's you have no idea that this person that you decide to spend like your time with is gonna hurt you like that, like, you know. So I didn't know that he was gonna turn into a crazy person. And we like, I would say for me, like how the relationship started, like you always have a bond with somebody, but our bond was like a trauma bond, because it was like, mind you, a lot of these things I'm not an expert, so I don't know, like, you know, like I haven't been to therapy, so I don't know like if what I'm saying is like literal facts. So like if you're going through something, I'm not gonna say like I know everything, but this is just like what I went through and like what I think, in my opinion, and stuff like that. So yeah, we had this trauma bond because we both lost people in our lives, and I was like, I wanted someone to be there for me through like the like loss that I was experiencing, and he was that person for me. And even though he started off by like, it slowly, what it first started off was like him calling me names, like out of pocket names, like and it was like bashing me, like telling me, oh, you're ugly and you're this, and terrible names that, you know, like I would not even put it on YouTube. Like, that's how bad it was. And it was like, okay, at first, you know, I was like, whoa, like, you're just mad, and then, like, you know, you forgive the person, because what people don't understand is like when you're in a relationship and a person makes a mistake the first time, like, you're not automatically thinking like, I'm gonna break up with this person. Like, you're not gonna do that. You tend to see the like the good things in them, but like, or you're like, you know, your brain is like, nah, like, they're not actually like that. So it started off with like names and stuff, and then we went out one time, and we were with Bob's friend, and we went to go like get a tattoo for him, and we were just chilling. Everyone was like having fun, and like I went to reach for like, because somebody was calling Bob, and someone was telling him a whole bunch of stuff about me, and they didn't like that we were together because that guy, he liked me, and he was like messaging a whole bunch of trash to us, okay? And so Bob like took the phone, and he was like paging that. He was like getting really mad, and he was like yelling and all that type of stuff. And I like went to like comfort him, and I was like, okay, no, like, it's okay, like, relax. And he like flipped out, and he was just like, and he went to like backhand me, and I was just like what? Like, excuse me? Hello? So yeah, he went to do that, and I was like, okay, no, like, you're not about to do that to me. But in the moment, like, I didn't really say okay, no, because I was like, you know, like, I feel like people say, like, everyone says like, yeah, I'm gonna hit him back, or I'm gonna do this, and no, in the moment you don't think about that. You literally, that's not in your head at all. So then I ended up calling one of my friends, and like, she talked to me, and she was gonna come pick me up, but I was like, no, it's okay, like, I'm fine. Oh, okay, so for this look, we're gonna use the Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2, this one. Those, we're doing a purple look because purple is the color for domestic violence, so we are gonna be using that today. It started off with like that experience, like with him like trying to hit me, and like he didn't physically hit me, so I'm not like trying to say like, oh, like, you know, I know what it's like to be hit, but like I know what it's like to almost be hit, and like obviously they're not the same things, but it's like, to me, it's kind of like, it's not the same, but it's like, it's pretty close. Like, I wouldn't wish that on anyone else. Bro, shut up. Anyways, so what ended up happening was, yeah, we like left the crib, and because that's where we went, like when we went to get the tattoo, like we left that place, and he dropped me home, and he like, and most people would be like, oh, Nusha, like, why didn't you leave from then? Because honestly, I don't know, like, really, I really don't know. Maybe that was my fault, but no, honestly, it wasn't my fault. Like, I don't know why I didn't leave. Like, I think maybe like after that he called me, and he like apologized, and like we talked about it, and he was just like, you know, he's never gonna do it again, like he'd never intentionally hurt me. And like, it's like, they abusers, like, they know their words, like they just know how to manipulate you. And like, when you've been in a relationship with somebody for that long, like, it's easy for them to like say things, and you know, like, for you to forgive them because you care about them. It's not like some random stranger. Like, you care about that person. Like, that person is like obviously something to you. So my at that time, my mom did like know about Bob, but after that, like, I told her, I didn't tell her that he tried to hit me, but I told her that he was like really like talking down on me, and like you could even tell like emotionally, like mentally, like my brain, like everything, like I wasn't into anything. I was so affected by like being in this relationship that like I changed like so much. Like I was so dead. Like I was dead inside. Like you could tell, like being like told all these things constantly was so hard. Like it was so hard for me to like act happy and act normal. So my mom was like, yeah, break up with him, like whatever. And at that time I think we were dating for like 4 or 5 months at that time. No, I think we were like 4 months or so. And I did break up with him for like a week or so, and then like literally he would call me all the time, and like once you answer like one phone call, that's it. Like it's hard to like get them to like leave you alone again, or just to even like have that strength to just leave the relationship. Like it's just hard, like when you talk to them and they just have a way with their words, or like that's how I felt. Like I know some people are gonna be like, oh, you're so stupid, like you should have never answered. Like, yeah, I know, but I did. So, and it's hard to like leave a relationship well the first time, like it, but I'm not sitting here and justifying what I did. I'm telling my story anyways. So yeah, I stayed, and then I didn't tell my mom about me staying. Like I just like stayed with him, and even if he was like being rude or whatever. And this makeup look is gonna be really simple. So yeah, I stayed, and after he it just kept going. Like even though like he said he was gonna stop, and he said it was like not gonna happen anymore, it just kept going. Like not like him trying to hit me, but like the emotional abuse and like the blackmail and all of that stuff, it just kept happening. Like he was like, I'm not going to go into all of the details, but he did literally mentally and emotionally just like, oh, it was a mess. Like I don't know. And I started Nushaa.beauty. I started like YouTubing, and I was trying to like, you know, move forward with my life. Even though I was still with him, I was trying to like find things that like I enjoy to do that would make me feel happy. And a lot of the times he would tell me like Nushaa.beauty isn't going anywhere. It's never gonna go anywhere, and it won't ever like happen, and it will never pop off. And it like that hurt, because I would put so much into like my content for like YouTube. Like it takes forever for me to like film and edit my videos, because like I'm not just sitting here, like I'm doing my makeup, and like that takes time. It takes like energy, and like, you know, and I stopped doing it because I loved it. I just was doing it so like, you know, I wouldn't have to answer the phone, or I wouldn't have to like, you know, talk to him for so long. And like that's so terrible. But that was like the reality of the situation. So I found that a lot of my videos, like I just wasn't being myself. Like, or maybe that was who I was like a couple months ago, like, or when I was with him, that's like how I turned like to be, like that's who I was. But it was so hard for me. Like my videos that I rewatch my videos, and like from when I first started Nushaa.beauty, and I actually get irritated. Like I don't like them, because I feel like I'm just not being myself. I'm being like so scripted and so like not me. Like I'm just, everything about me is like, was just so monotoned, and I didn't like that. And I kept like trying to figure out like why in my videos do I look so unhappy? Like why don't I look like I'm having fun? Like why don't I look like I'm like excited to do makeup? Like, and I was just trying to figure that out for like the longest time. And I just stopped filming videos because I was like, I don't like the way that they're coming out. I don't like the way when I film, how I talk. I started hating everything I was doing. And it was just like a part of being with him was just like, it was like I was dying on the inside. And that is like what was going on for so long. Then I started school, changed my major, so I'm in nursing now, and you know, I love it. I love it so much more than I love like the law. I like law, but I don't know. I think nursing, like, it's like what I really always wanted to do. And like in high school I said I wanted to do nursing, but like I thought I was just too dumb to do it. Like I just didn't think I could do it because I'm not like, it takes me a minute to get stuff, you know? I'm a little slow. So like it takes me a while. And I thought like that meant like I couldn't do it. And then when I joined, when I was like going back to school this year, I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna go for it, and if I fail, then I fail, and if I pass, I pass, you know? So I called York and we talked about it, changed my major. That's good. But I still felt this, like I was still with him, and I just felt like I was being like drained of all my energy. Like everything was being drained. Like my bank account was being drained because he was blackmailing me. Everything about me, like I just wasn't a happy person anymore. And I hated that. I hated that I wasn't happy. And I'm trying not to go too much in depth about it. But if you guys want like a more in-depth, like how I like noticed the signs and stuff like that, then I'll make a video about it. But yeah, so I was just super unhappy with my life and like where it was. And I just started realizing, it was honestly my 20th birthday. My four friends like pulled me aside. I'm the fourth one. My three friends pulled me aside and was like, what are you doing? Like, this is not, you know, you, like, this is not the person that you are. And I was like, you guys don't understand, like, you know. And yeah, part of what I realized is no one's ever going to understand what it's like to be in a toxic relationship. No one's ever going to understand what it's like to have an abusive boyfriend, because not everyone has one of those. Like, you're only going to understand when you're in that position. So I had to learn that. But I also, like, I don't know, like, I guess that conversation with them that I had with them, and when I like fully admitted to myself like I'm not happy, and I wasn't happy like where I was and in my life, I just wasn't, like, I wasn't in a good place like mentally. When I finally said that, that is when I started realizing like a lot of my issues were coming from him. Like a lot of it was like him stopping me from being this person that I want to be. Like, I'm not saying I don't have toxic tendencies, like I probably do, but like everyone has faults. But no, that man, he gotta go. But I don't know, I just wasn't happy. Like I wasn't a happy person anymore, and I noticed that, and I was like, no, I have to change this. I can't keep living my life like this. And he ended up asking me for some money, because like he was like, that's what he was, he's a bum. Yeah, Bob, you're a bum. Anyways, so he ended up asking me for like this big amount of money, and I gave it to him. And then I was like, okay, whatever. Time was passing, and I'm like, okay, like I'm calculating all the money that I've ever given him, and it was just like so much. Like, whoa, I ain't a bank. So I'm like, you know, like swing my dollars, like, you know. And then he's like, oh, you know, why are you being all about money? And I was like, I'm not being all about money. Like, I'm just saying. He's like, you know, you're my girlfriend. You're supposed to support me. And then I was like, but you don't support me. Like, you know. And we had this whole conversation, and it wasn't getting anywhere. And he just kept like it was just this constant like fighting, and he was being so toxic again, and like telling me a whole bunch of stuff about everything else, this, that, and the third, like, and it was just all of his ways, like trying to control me, like him trying to say like different things about me and about my life, and just like bashing me over and over, and I just got tired of it. So I called the police, the popo. We called the popo. No, we called the cops. I called the cops on him on October 24th. And I was like, at first I called them because I didn't know like because he didn't like physically hit me. So I didn't know if I had a case or anything. I didn't know if like that was like something that could be like a chargeable offense, because I didn't have any proof. Like it was just me. Like I'm my proof that he's like toxic and abusive, and that I like, you know, I don't have like pictures of him beating me or anything like that. So I wanted to know, like, could I do anything about it? And the officer like advised me. He was like, you know, come to like one of the divisions and we will like talk about it and see what we can do to help you out. And I was like, okay, great. So I had a friend of mine take me to the police station, and we talked about it with the officer. And the officer, like, basically he said I have two options. I can make a report and not do anything about the report and have the report there, or I can make the report, file the report and everything, and get him arrested right on the spot based on everything that I've ever told them that he could get arrested. And they said, like, it's all up to me, the victim. I said, okay, great. I'm going to make the report so, you know, like, I'm not wasting anyone's time by coming here. And if I need to, I will file the report at a later date and then press charges. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It don't work that way. So basically, I was waiting for my case to get moved on to a detective. The detective called me and she advised me that, like, basically, I don't have, or as a victim, the law in Canada is that, like, you don't get to, the decision about, like, calling filing the report, it gets taken off the victim. You don't have a say, like, when it comes to whether or not you want to press charges. Like, after a certain point, once you give them like a certain amount of information, all of that just goes on to like the detectives and them, and they basically make the decisions. So I didn't know that, and the detective told me, like, you don't have a choice, we're pressing charges by the end of the week. And I was like, oh my God, because I was still with him at this point. Like, he didn't know that I went to the cops. Like, I went to the cops behind his back. Like, he didn't know any of this. And I was like, oh my God, I don't actually want to press charges on him, because a part of me still cared about him and I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. And I ended up having to tell my mom, because she didn't know this whole time that I was with him. And so, like, I told her, and that was a thing. And eventually, like, I had to decide whether or not, like, I wanted to press charges or not. Honestly, I didn't really come to terms with it. Like, it was like the next day, and I remember I came to my aunt's house and I was like freaking out, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to press charges, like, I don't want to do that. And she was like, okay, like, let's call other places to see, like, if the direction of the case is not going the way I want. I was just trying to get more information about everything, and like the whole situation was just so overwhelming, because I just wanted it to end. Like, I didn't, honestly, my biggest fear was that if I did like say anything, or if I did like go to the cops, like, he's also told me numerous times, like, they ain't gonna help me type thing. And like, you know, he was just very controlling. Like, I'm not even gonna go into like detail on all the things that he said to me, and all the things that he's like physically, I mean, like, mentally, like, drilled into my brain. I just like, I really just wanted everything to end. Like, I just wanted it to be done. And after that, I remember I was trying to find more information of like, is this like the way it works? Like, can like, I just wanted to know. So I started calling like the domestic, like women's hotline for intimate partner violence. I started calling all of the hotlines I could find in Toronto. And I kid you not, I called 5 hotlines, 5, and nobody answered, not one. And finally, the 6th one answered, and they were all the way in Vancouver. And I remember I was talking to her, and I'm like freaking out, and she's like trying her best to like calm me down, because at that point I was crying. I was like so upset. I was like, I don't know like what to do. And so she was just trying to calm me down, and like she was talking to me, and it was just like we were talking about like how like the investigation, the cops weren't doing like anything that I wanted them to do, and they just weren't taking into what I wanted to say and like what I wanted the how I wanted the trial to go. They weren't taking that into account, and I was like getting so frustrated. And she was just like, most of the time that is what happens to victims. Like the court systems, they don't do what they want. They don't do what they ask them. Like, if it's either they do nothing or they do way too much. And like, I was so upset. Like, then she told me, oh my god, I'm dropping everything. Then she told me she was located in Vancouver. She couldn't give me any actual help into like my investigation. And I was like, wow, like you're telling me like after so long of like trying to call somebody, I finally call someone and they can't even help me. Like, and they're located all the way in Vancouver. Like, what? I was so frustrated as a victim, and like going and being in that whole situation. Like, it's so frustrating. So I ended up calling, like, she told me to like call the sergeant and see if they could do anything. And I called the sergeant and I talked to him. But prior to talking to the sergeant, I was trying to get a hold of my detective. And she wasn't in, so I called her desk. And her partner answered. And that person, I'm going to remember his name. I don't remember his name. But whoever that officer was, you are the reason victims do not go to the police. He was so rude, and he basically like accused me of trying to like protect my abuser, and trying to like I'm trying to like help him and have him get off like the charges. And it was like, that's not my intention. My intention is to protect myself. But like, for you to even say that is just not like ridiculous. It's like terrible. And like, you have no idea what it's like to be a woman in that situation, and for you as a man to even say that, it's just like, wow. But that was that experience. And I ended up talking to the sergeant, and the sergeant basically explained the law and like how I really couldn't have done anything. But he said I can choose whether or not I wanted to be a part of the investigation and be a part of like the case and make a statement. So without my statement, like, it's more likely that the charges would get dropped. But with my statement, they're saying that there's like a possibility that it could like I'm putting on my lashes now, that basically with my statement that it could help the case and have a better chance in court. So I said, you know, if I'm going to press charges anyways, I might as well make the court case like strong, because there's no way like I'm gonna go through all of this and he's not going to, you know, he's gonna get off scot-free. So I made this statement, and that was honestly one of the hardest things for me to do, to like sit there and talk to somebody and get sworn in on the phone, and then basically just say and everything that someone's ever done to you, all the bad things in them. It's just so hard, but it makes you realize, like, it made me realize like everything that I've been through in that relationship, and like there was really no good in it. Even though like I thought there was good, there really wasn't. It was just so many bad days, like just covered up by 1 or 2 good days. And like That's not right. So wow, these lashes are really short. After that, she just said, like, you know, she put out the restraining order, and then they arrested him. And they booked him, whatever, told him about the restraining order that he now has, that I now have against him, and how he can't come near me. After that, I honestly didn't really hear from like the police like since then, like since that whole thing. Now we're just waiting to see like when the court date does come and like trial and everything. This guy Bob, he is really trash. He's threatened me, my sisters, my family, a lot of things. And if he gets off scot-free, like, I'm gonna be so mad. But for the next girl that he tries to do that to, at least, you know, there is something against him. So that has really been my experience in all, like, I really don't, like, I don't want to get too in-depth into it. Like, I will in another video if you guys want it, or if I feel like it. It's kind of really weird to talk about, like, on camera. Why did I decide to make a YouTube video about it? Because I don't want anyone to come on here and tell me that, like, oh, you're clout chasing, you're doing it just to, you know. No, I'm doing it because victims in Toronto, in Canada, in anywhere, like, there's like so they say there's so many resources out there for us. Like, there's so many things and so many people who could help you, but really there isn't. Like, I called 5 of these people, like 5 of these hotlines, and not one in Toronto answered. And like, that's crazy to me, the fact that like you could be looking for the help and the help is still not there to help you. So yeah, I guess I'm making this video. So if, you know, you're a girl and you like doing your makeup and you ever find yourself with somebody who like puts you down or like, you know, treats you terribly or anything like that, just leave. Like, it's not worth it. Like, that was a year of my life that just, if I could get that year back, I would. Like, it did make me like a better person. I feel like I'm stronger now. I feel like I know what I want, kind of thing. But I don't know. Like, I think I would go back and not go through that, because that was like a really bad thing for me to experience. But I guess that's why I wanted to make this video. But so now that you guys know what I've been up to, okay guys, so that is the end of my video. That's the look. Okay, see, and that is my story time update life situation thing. But new videos will be dropping every Friday. That is the schedule. That's what I'm sticking to. If you don't like it, see ya. But yeah, follow my Instagram, Nusha with 2 A's.beauty. Yeah. Coronavirus. Anyways, no, I'm joking. So yeah, new videos every Friday. The next one I'm very excited to film. Hopefully my hair is better than what it is right now. But anyways, I feel like I look so ugly, and that's okay. But yeah, new videos every Friday, and make sure you turn that notification bell on and subscribe. Don't subscribe, it doesn't matter to me. Nah, I'm playing. Subscribe, please. I love y'all. But yeah, I will see you guys next Friday for another video, and that one's gonna be a fun one, I hope. But yeah, so on my Instagram, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and comment on my new Instagram post to let me know that y'all watched the video. Comment a purple heart for domestic violence. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and that's it. Okay, so bye.